Good morning, students. In the previous video, we studied about the variation of the conductivity and the molar conductivity upon dilution. Now, in this video, we will observe the molar conductivity of weak and strong electrolytes. Okay. So first of all, we should understand the nature of the weak and the strong electrolytes. For this, we take two examples. This potassium chloride, this is a strong electrolyte. And we take electrolyte acetic acid, that is weak electrolyte. Okay. Now, regarding the conductance of the solution, we know that the conductance of an electrolyte is due to the presence of the ions. Okay. And ions only in dissociated form. If the ions are not in dissociated form, then they will not contribute towards the conductance of the electrolyte, or you can say the conductance of the solution. Now, since first of all we consider a strong electrolyte, that is potassium chloride, and we very well know that the strong electrolytes are almost 100% ionized at any concentration. Okay. So, when the solution of the strong electrolyte is diluted, then there is no more effect upon the molar conductivity or the conductivity. Why? Because at any concentration, the strong electrolytes are completely ionized, so no change upon the dilution in molar conductivity. While in case of weak electrolytes like acetic acid, in general when the concentration are higher, very small percent of the molecules are dissociated. We can observe this is in the range of 5 to 10%. Okay. Means if we are taking the 100 molecules of acetic acid, so only 5 to 10 molecules which are dissociated, they will contribute towards the molar conductivity. Okay. And we also know that with dilution, the dissociation also increases. With dilution, when dilution is increased, the dissociation also increases. That's why the molar conductivity of weak electrolytes increases steeply when they are diluted, or you can say when the concentration of the weak electrolytes is decreased, the molar conductivity increases speedily. Okay. Why this happens? This happens because the percent dissociation is also increasing. So this can be understood by a simple graph. If we plot the graph in between the molar conductivity and the square root of the concentration, okay, and here the concentration 0. When we move from here to this point, origin, on this axis, means concentration is decreasing, and the value of molar conductivity increases when we go in this way on this axis. Okay. So, when we plot the graph of the acetic acid and the potassium chloride with in between the molar conductivity and the square root of the concentration. This is we get in this manner. Okay, this is for the acetic acid CH3COOH. Okay, for example, here the concentration 0.4 mole per liter, here the concentration 0.2 mole per liter, and here it approaches to 0. So now from the graph we can see very easily when we are approaching to the 0 concentration, or you can say when the dilution is increased, the molar conductivity increases. When we approach almost 0, the value of the molar conductivity increases speedily. Okay, and at the same time, this is the graph for the potassium chloride. Okay, we know that with dilution definitely the percent dissociation will also increase, but we also know that at any concentration the strong electrolytes are almost 100% ionized. So suppose we are diluting the solution of the potassium chloride, there is a very small change in the molar conductivity. We can this one from here to here, only this very small change in the molar conductivity. Okay, while in case of weak electrolytes, when we start from the concentration 0.4 mole per liter, okay, and this is the square root of, okay, and when we approach almost equal to 0, so a big difference in between the molar conductivity. Okay, this difference is due to the percent dissociation of the weak electrolytes is increased speedily with dilution. Okay, understood? Thank you.